Hi, my name is Brooke Polkowski, and I'm going to be presenting on Frank and Lorenzo Fertitta of the Red Rock Resorts. So, starting out, here's a little bit of history about the family. In 1960, at the age of 21, Frank Fertitta left behind his wife and his daughter in Galveston, Texas, and drove to Las Vegas to find a better life for himself and his family. His career in the gaming industry started at the Tropicana Hotel, which we no longer have anymore here in Vegas, and he worked as a bellman while he learned to deal cards. Frank worked his way up from being a dealer to becoming the general manager of several of the casinos. In 1976, he and three of his friends opened a small 5,000 square foot casino that was attached to the Mini Price Motor Inn on Sahara. Shortly after opening, Frank convinced his partners to focus on local customers who live and work in Las Vegas. The casino, which became the Bingo, ultimately renamed the Palace Station Hotel and Casino. It was an overwhelming success and was the beginning of the locals market in Las Vegas and the end of station casinos. A little bit more of the history. The brothers Lorenzo and Frank inherited their father's casino in 1993. They went on to acquire the rights to Mixed Martial Arts League, the UFC, in 2001. For a tiny fraction of what the business is worth today, with offices in Toronto, Sao Paulo, Singapore, and even London. The UFC generates the largest pay-per-view audience in the world and is broadcasted to more than 1 billion homes in 30 languages emerged in 30 different or in 149 different countries. The Las Vegas-based Station Casino, which emerged from bankruptcy, is one of the locations. There's 19 of them. The brothers launched the ultimatepoker.com. That was the first legal online gambling website. They were forced to shut it down in 2014 due to mistakes in a challenging regulatory environment. Here's some fun facts. They sold their remaining stakes in UFC in August of 2017 at a $5 billion valuation. The Fertittas took public their casino business, Red Rock Resorts, in 2016. That was founded by their father. They paid approximately $7.15 million in 2016 to the NYU's Stern School of Business for scholars. You can see here's a picture of them right outside the Palace Station. It looks like they're on like a little railroad or something back then. So Frank Fertitta III and Lorenzo Fertitta are Las Vegas-based businessmen. They are brothers and third-generation casino operators. The son of Frank Fertitta Jr., the founder of the Station Casino since 1976. Frank III serves as CEO of Red Rock Resorts. Lorenzo was previously the vice chairman and president of the Station Casinos. The brothers, they also both attended the University of Southern California. And this can be found in reference number 1. So Frank and Lorenzo, the background continued. They both graduated, like I said, from USC. They acquired and revisualized the UFC in 2001. Here's a picture of them outside of what it looks like on one of the boxing rings. So they sold it for $4 billion in 2016. That was the largest sports scale at that time. And the brothers are also involved in different philanthropy investments. They are big givers, and this can be found in reference number 2. So Red Rock Resorts and business growth. Red Rock Resorts is the parent company of the Station Casinos. Operates over 20 properties in Las Vegas. It's known for the upscale look. As if any of you guys have ever been, it looks very pretty on the outside. It's very aesthetically pleasing. That tends to draw in a lot of consumers. Some of the other locations include the Green Valley, Palace Station, and Red Rock Resort. They're very focused on not as much strip and tourist friendliness, but they're focused on Las Vegas clientele, local clientele, and regulars. Red Rock and Summerlin opened in 2006. That cost approximately $925 million. And this can be found in reference number 1. Here's also a picture of Red Rock. That's like the back end where the pool is and stuff. So Red Rock Resorts and business growth continued. Red Rock Resorts went public on NASD AQ in 2016. In 2022, it was announced that a $750 million project, the Durango Casino and Resort in Southwest Las Vegas, was going to be opening. They use a locals first model targeting repeat customers in growing neighborhoods. Like I mentioned earlier, the aesthetic pleasing look of like the outside. Here's Red Rock. It has like waterfalls. They have fine dining, as well as in Durango, they have fine dining inside. They have cinema. They have bowling, lots of different stuff for families, and just very aesthetically pleasing overall to draw in that clientele. And this can be found in reference number 3. So a little bit of the legacy and the impact of the brothers. Fertitta's own Fertitta Capital, that's a private investment firm that they own. Their leadership is praised for long-term planning and employee-focused. They are known for strong relationships with regulars and local communities. Like I mentioned earlier, they're heavily involved in donating and giving to different communities, groups, organizations. They donated millions to actually UNLV, which is pretty cool. As far as Red Rock, they continue to expand on all their different properties. Like we can see, Durango is one of the newer properties. And this can be found in reference number 2. So a little bit about their legacy continuing. Here's another picture of them. They built an empire combining hospitality, gaming, and sports. Station Casinos remains one of the largest employers in Southern Nevada. So that's all kind of like all the off-strip casinos. They credited with reshaping the off-strip luxury casino experiences. So if you go to some of the casinos on the strip downtown, you can see they kind of all have like the similar look, the similar feel. They're all just like machines, crunched together. It's not as aesthetically pleasing, but the outside ones like Green Valley, Durango Casino, Red Rock, they're all focused on the clientele, and they want local clientele. That's why they're off the strip. So a lot of their work also, like I mentioned, again, they're known for philanthropy work in Las Vegas, including education and healthcare. They're very much so involved in giving back and just outreach of the community. And this can be found in reference number 2. So here are the different references I used. Number 1 was more of the UFC and that aspect of stuff. Number 2 was actually the Red Rock Resorts database that kind of showed the report for the years and stuff like that, Securities and Exchange. Number 3, this was the Las Vegas Review Journal that I used. It just helped out with a little bit of the facts about Durango Casino. And number 4 is actually one of the UNLV database library resources that I use, and that was going to talk about the Fertitta family and like how they donated to UNLV and how they had a lot of the community outreach. So just to overcap, this was the Fertitta family. They were heavily involved in the Red Rock Resorts, and the history of it all started with the dad, Frank. He had his sons. His sons kind of took over the business, and they're working to kind of just revamp all the casino and hotels, as well as their philanthropy work and their work with the UFC. So yeah, this is everything I have for you guys. So thank you so much.